Do you ever remember the boring assignments back in school? Well, in this project, we make creative, engaging alternatives.
Today's assignment, come up with a fictional location, then make a visual of it, such as a map or poster, and present it as a destination. Give lore and a list of attractions you can find there. Alright, let's see it.
Just me and Max.
What? Dylan, are you not ready?
It's just you. Yeah, Dylan's not ready yet.
I'm not present
I thought
today.
you said you'd be ready. Alright. So let me pull up.
We did not see the edit.
Just going slow.
Max wants to go first.
No, it's more like I want Austin to go last.
Oh, okay.
Because his is always more
Well,
funny. So what we are showcasing today is something some of you might be already familiar with. Taking inspiration from the Pixar's WALL-E and the Marvel Helicarrier, not a fixed, but mobile location.
No way.
We are going to go over the new and improved, not the one that existed before, because it changes all the time. That's right. We are going to the sailing of the skies, the Maxiom. Okay, so this is the big map here, as you can see.
No way, the Maxiom, let's go. This is actually insanely hype.
Yeah, so we have the little banner here, and each of these blocks is representative of a 50-meter wide space, or 100 meters for two of them. So as you can see, the
that's
length...
good. I thought that globe right there was to scale.
This globe...
Mega room, okay?
So we're gonna go over everything. So the length is just shy of 1 mile from tip to the back, but we'll go over that in a second because you can't actually go over a mile. The height is 750 meters, and the width at the widest is as wide as the mega room here, which is 700 meters. However, in the lower levels, you are getting down to more like 400 meters or so. Three-dimensional, to visualize this three-dimensionally, I kind of have to like do a little bit of finagling. But yes, this does serve as a sky cruise ship for pretty much the ultra-wealthy and those who also can afford it. So it's like a kind of a once-in-a-lifetime, but the prices kind of change depending on the decade that we are looking at. But it is pretty large in the sense that the appeal here is to travel between land-based cities and not just water-based cities like on traditional cruise ships. So what we have down here is the passenger and car elevator. So you can actually have your car, there's a two-way, there's an up and a down, so you can actually have your car parked up in the garage space, which is over here, as well as the passenger one as well. So I'm glad you guys are happy about that.
I might have missed you already saying this. How high up in the sky is this?
It varies. It can, well, we'll go over that.
Oh,
we can go over that. But right now we're covering, I have more slides going over more of the logistics of how the business works and what the technologies look like. But right now we're going to be going over what this looks like. So obviously the Mega Room is effectively a kind of mall space. So this is anything that you can imagine being in the size of like a store in a mall will be most likely existed here. All of the other spaces are those which are too big to fit and such, but we did try to sort of categorize it based on the appeal. So we have the shopping district, which is down here next to the main plaza, where we do have events that are going on. This is all the main information processing, welcoming center, all the good stuff, as well as the information. This is where we have our service district, where we have our spa, our medical center, and our barbershop. And then this is where we get to the lounges and the bars. And the International Villages District is where two of the layers actually split into one. You have like mini villages that are themed after certain cultures that a lot of the members will be participating in for you to kind of, if you don't get to go to a city that you want to, you can kind of experience it on the ship itself. So we have, of course, our chapels that cover every basic religion, our restaurant section, which actually are honestly kind of spread out everywhere, basic entertainment services that go all the way back down here, and this is where you have your casinos. This, by the way, this is the globe that's not to scale. It's actually a hologram projection, and right there, little like white dot is actually a representation of where your current ship is on the Earth. So right now we are passing over the Pacific, going from Asia over to North America. It also does display all the other ships as well. So over in the back, we have the Swift Water Park, for which you can see here, and we have a skylight view to kind of simulate as best we can. That's completely sealed off. Captain's quarters or any of the higher ranking or like more luxury suites are going to be found up here, so all of the staff stay up here. The hotel doesn't really do a justice of the actual scale of it because this arrow indicates that it actually wraps around a kind of like horseshoe shape around the Scriptorium Aerium, which is, I forget the Latin translation, but this is the super library, which has some pretty nice lounge spaces here. Of course, it goes three-dimensionally into the page. Right here is the Arcadia Hall, so whenever people will process and start making their way over to the hotel, this is actually one of the main marketplaces where a lot of the passengers from all over the world can actually sell whatever or service whatever they bring from their hometown. So you can interact with a lot of people from all over the world with that sense. Right south of our main processing entrance room, we have the ballroom, theaters, and conference room that goes into the page. So it's a lot. There's a lot more space than what I'm giving it justice. The multi-purpose stadium is for a variety of purposes that also serves as a theater. The indoor world is a fun one. We'll go over that in a bit. And then we also have the suburb street that does exist. It kind of serves as places that you can rent as well as just kind of showcasing what can be done in the sky. This is actually in front of the page. So it's in front of the indoor world. The maze, which is a lot more than just a two-dimensional maze. It actually has puzzles and it goes vertical depending on the skill level that you want to go with. So there are multiple paths that you can take, is behind the indoor world there. Going over here, we start to get over to the aircraft hangar. So it does serve as a bit of an aircraft carrier as well. So these choppers and planes are way too big to scale. But the runway does actually extend a lot farther out to actually send the length of it over a mile depending on the kind of aircraft. The reason that we have this also is for passenger terminals in the event that whatever city does not accommodate the car and passenger elevator, because the processing center needs to be done on the ground. You can actually depart from commercial airports and actually land on this runway here. So obviously we also have the sports district, for which we have, of course, a golf course, all of the racket sports. We have basketball, and this is standard gym space, anywhere from a mini ski resort, hockey, surfing, baseball, football and rugby, football, handball, and other, as well as a rodeo range, as well as dance hall, and this is where you have your equestrian district. So all of that and above, and okay, you also have life pods, for example, for emergency services, or if you are trained to be able to, it's a special kind of device that's a little bit different from a plane. If you happen to be trained, so everything above this here is going to be everything for passengers. So before I get into any logistics of how the technology works, is there any questions about the services themselves?
Yes.
Yes.
Very important.
Oh boy.
The suburb street and the maze are right next to each other.
No.
Is the way that we could kind of simulate the suburb experience by making the only entrance into Suburb Street through the maze?
Man, someone's been to Meow Wolf. So you can do it, but however, that is not the main purpose of the Suburb Street. We will actually get into exploring some non-canon supplemental information. Wink, wink, if you see my taskbar there. If there's any question like, does this shop exist in the mega room? Your answer is probably yes. If it's a basic service, it probably exists.
I have
these are just symbolic representation. Okay, Austin gets 3. We'll wait till the end.
Okay, what is yin and yang sport?
It's the basic field that doesn't have a particular sport attached to it, but it also happens to be
fighting arena.
It also happens to be the handball field. So it's an ambiguous, non-descriptive sport. So like these lines are particularly for soccer. These are particularly for football and rugby. By the way, each of these fields there is a second one that's behind it because of the depth. Doesn't quite do it justice. So that does exist there. So obviously rugby dimensions are different from football, but you get the point. Okay, question number 2.
Next question. What the hell? Horrific conditions are going on in the livestock district.
I said everything about passengers. So this line and above.
But that also excludes my next question about what the fuck goes on in laboratory.
Okay, I have a question pertinent to the area we're currently discussing.
Yes.
Have we considered that nobody reads anymore? Why do we have such a large library?
It is largely for... Okay, so that's a really good question. That is largely
posterity.
Yeah, it's largely for posterity and cultural sharing, as well as the fact that there are a fair number of passengers on the older side who happen to be on the richer side who will want to hang out in a lot of these lounges. I think it's a good space to have. If you have an alternate space use for the back of this area, let me know. And the next class of ships, we might include something else.
I'd like to see a whole bunch of chairs with charging ports next to them.
I think those exist in the chairs that exist in the little reading spaces.
So the maze, can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, so this space is roughly, so obviously you have 50 meters times 150 meters, and it's a 50-ish meters deep. So there are different, so it's not one maze, but it's several classes of maze, so it's different puzzles. So like the hardest one will exist one for which it's more than just you're navigating hallways trying to remember where you're at. You're actually solving puzzles to open certain doors, and you're going vertically, and it's a lot more challenging. So it's a very large, it's basically super escape room space. So like the easy one would be the easy one would probably look like this from a top down bottom view, right? Obviously, it's kind of meaningless. There's a lot of closing off space in the actual image,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's representative. Okay.
Yes, of course. How often are those puzzles switched out?
They are permanent forever. However, between each ship, it does vary.
Yeah, what
So-
if you get stuck in the maze?
My answer: there are emergency
deserve
call
to
buttons.
get out if you get
Emergency
stuck in the
call
maze.
buttons, and there will be a hatch that opens that doesn't actually guide you the correct direction out, but you will probably be displayed on some screen somewhere that said, "Oh, he had to escape." Whatever. Man, that would be a
Okay.
bad
Also,
prank.
do the horses get escape pods?
They are right next to the escape pods, and they can technically fit in there. Yes, the ship itself is somewhat self-sustaining, not completely. It depends on the passenger count. We can go up to about 10,000 passengers. However, the current auto farms and livestock range, as well as the fish processing in the reservoir for all of the food and agricultural processing, everything that we have here, only serves about, if it were like completely isolated from the outside world, up to 4,000 passengers, depending on what the diet and rationing looks like. So that is what that exists. It's to help with the amount that we're trading for the passenger tickets for what we're pulling off on the ground. But generally, this does generally provide most of the food and recipes that we do cook. It is all freshly made, so we're not processing it from elsewhere. You had asked about what the conditions are. These are actually grazing fields, are pretty generous, I would say, density-wise. A lot of the food that is brought in for the livestock is, in fact, can be like kind of rolled out in the form of sod. So this is actually the full length that the livestock are actually grazing on.
Have we considered more inhumane treatment in order to feed more passengers fresh food?
Yeah, true.
Yes, we have considered that. However, the amount of cities that we are able to come up with international agreements with is a bit difficult to under those conditions, and there do exist modifications if we were to feed more passengers. Let's just put it that way. But it comes down to international law that we're kind of struggling with right now. So that's a tough one. And then, of course, down here, all of this is the repair ward.
Let's say, hey.
So any of our robots will be sent down here, or any of the devices can be sent down here, and as well as our total of 8 to 16, depending on how much power we're using at a time. Nuclear reactors are running, as well as the recycling center, so we don't have a whole lot of waste, although it does exist. In the event that, you're also the technology of what allows it to float. So this black substance here is a technology that we developed that you can turn electricity into negative potential energy. Negative potential energy means that it is anti-gravitational, and thus it is counteracting the actual weight of the full ship. Therefore, it is effectively floating without any kind of large amount of, it is a large amount of energy that's going in, but it's all electric. Now, there are depot legs that you can deploy to effectively land the thing. However, that's done pretty rarely. Whenever it's in full depot or like full repair mode, that's when it'll happen. So that is pretty much the summary of the entire map.
What are the ominous rectangles right above the reservoir?
But this is where you have a storage of a lot. This is actually the storage for a lot of that those items. So that's where you have a lot of yes.
We're storing the waste right next to the reservoir?
It's not waste. Sorry, it's a lot of the consumables and food right next to the reservoir. Also, you know that this is sealed off. It's not like an open reservoir of the water. Yes, this is our water source, as well as what exists in the water park. Yeah, it is all pretty well recycled. The laboratory itself is just an open space for any kind of, let's just say, technological development or experimentation that's going on. It is always changing depending on what the current projects are by myself and my team. So,
why would I want to bring my car onto the Maxiom?
yeah, you'll park it there.
But why? Why would I bring my car?
The Maxiom is like a plane, so you'll be bringing your. The ultimate goal is to get off of this at some point.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So in the event, so there are a lot of reasons. So let's say that you knew that you had to be picked up. Let's say that, for example, you were scheduled on your cruise to be picked up in a certain city, and you wanted to drive there, right? Are you going to pay for the parking at the whatever airport in a city that you don't live in, or you can bring the car with you? Or in the event that you're going to be stopping in a city for which you want a car and you do not want to rent it, you can process your car in that new country, that new city, and then have a car around there, or it could be your own country. So you could bring the car with you for a variety of purposes. It's all done.
And
with,
how many people are
taxis.
expected to be on this thing at a time?
So you can have up to about 10 to 12,000 passengers, and that's really, the limitation is really just the capacity of the hotel. that would be a healthy passenger count, is about 10,000. That's not including crew and staff.
Over by the, what is that, badminton? What is the Nether doing over there?
Oh, that's a rock climbing wall. That's a rock climbing gym.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I know that's not very clear.
The Nether.
So I think you guys are going to like this nice slide. So now that you have the map in your head, all right, keep it in your head, ready?
Yeah.
And next we have some metro lines. So this is the public transit that we
No
have
way.
for the whole
Let's
thing.
go!
So we have the super line, which is the red one, which kind of coils around the mega. The express line is this maroon one, which has minimal stops, but it's really for the staff because it really doesn't hit many passenger service areas, but it hits more of the down below. And then we have the lateral line, which pretty much is from back to front or front to back, depending on. And then we have the vertical line, which is the green one. So there are some spaces where it's kind of difficult to get there, but I think this is a pretty generous layout. We have a total of 28 stations, and I can go back so you can kind of compare like what kind of each connection goes to.
Okay.
How does the vertical line work?
It's a pretty, I know that some of these do go at a bit of an angle. So like for example, the lateral line. Yeah. No, it's literally
vertical.
No, it's completely vertical. The way that it does work is a bit at an angle, and it goes into the page and then back and forth. And then there's
so switchbacks.
Yeah, so it's switchbacks. But honestly, but it's not a full metro train that's like 10 cars long. Like honestly, a lot of these are just like one car, right? Because it's only 10,000 passengers, and these come pretty frequently. So it just goes up on a ramp, and you just have to be expecting that in your seat. Mm-hmm. So these trains are one car. It goes up on a ramp back and forth. But for example, some of them do actually have a little bit of like a vertical elements. Like this one will literally just be lifted, like put on a vertical rail and then sent up. So it depends. Yeah.
Once again, I have to ask for realism. Could we get rid of the Domus station in the middle left there?
Middle left.
Close to Suburb Street.
Yeah, you have to walk to Suburbia.
It is the connection to the hotel as well as a suburb street. So it's meant to be the main station for the hotel.
Yeah, but the suburbs should have to walk a little bit farther before they get any public transport.
No. Okay, okay. Take the suburbs out of it. We'll make it a really windy staircase away from the Domus station. Yes, you have to wait a little bit longer. You have to walk a little bit longer. I can implement that.
Take the suburbs out of it.
You really don't like the suburb part. I just thought it'd be cool to have a street in the sky. Yeah, so then this one leads over to the terminal. Yes.
Does that imply that there's a road that connects the parking lot to the suburb district so that I can drive my car back and forth between the parking lot and the suburb district?
Yeah, it's into the page. It's not. Whoops, wrong. So it's not too far, as you can see.
So like in the Arcadia Hall, are there just a whole bunch of people, and then there's also like Hummers and Jeeps just driving?
No, not the same. No. Realize there's a lot of depth here. So Arcadia Hall is above where that would be. So this would be right behind or in front of, depending on the way you want to look at it, the multi-purpose stadium. Right? It'd just be a ramp all the way right down here, or actually it'd be in front. It would be in front because the suburb street
is that like a car-only road?
I mean, but you could also walk it. Like you ride your bike on it.
You get golf carts.
The purpose of it is just to get.
Assuming that's highly ventilated, because if you're not ventilating that space out, everyone's just going to die of monoxide poisoning.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like monoxide death chamber.
That's true. We don't have a lot of. You're asking for the logistics of really like monotonous things.
Max, what did you think was going to happen?
You put a suburb district.
Max, you covered all the basics.
I have a question. If I rent a house on Suburb Street, does it come with a free golf cart rental?
No, that would be separate.
A free rental?
You can rent.
It costs money.
No, you can rent. Like it's most common for a lot of the passengers to rent bikes, or like electric bikes, and that's the most common one. And they're also like, and then also on top of that, you'll like take the public transit around. That's the most common. Like, why would you like unless you're going over here? Like, it's only what.
I want to be able to drive my golf cart between the suburbs and the parking lot.
Why would you want to? Not a lot of passengers are taking up the suburb thing. Oh my gosh!
I'll drop the suburbs.
What's up?
The people who play golf unilaterally will live in suburb district, and you put the golf course as far away as possible.
That's true. See the paths?
Austin, it's like a zoo. How you need to like have the animals like enrichment activity is the travel.
So
between the two.
In all honesty, the basic walking paths is enough to accommodate a golf cart. So making this drive is not too bad, and there are a lot of robots, taxis, supply lines that are on like the walking path anyway. So it's not
to mow down the people on the walking path driving my golf cart.
Yep. No. From the golf cart over to the suburb district. So yeah, this white area this white gap, for example, is what I intended to be some of the paths. Obviously, like it's not exact because there's depth to it, and it's kind of hard to visualize. But
you're all good. You're all good. Okay, sorry.
Are we good to move on?
I'll lay off. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're working with scale. This is from htwins.net. This is the Minecraft Maxiom that I made several years ago. This is the scale of that. This is the one that I'm presenting here. So just so you have a scale of what it is compared to other things. All right, so what's our fleet look like? So this is the primary original one, which is Maxiom Alpha. We all name it off of the phonetic alphabet. This is the cruise fleet. So we have Bravo through Oscar. If you look at the other one, this is called Bravo Station. We do change the names of it depending on the ship and stuff, just so we keep creative. And then that's, again, what we have for like the changing of things like the mazes and some variations of like the shopping, anything that like would make sense that if you do multiple cruises, you want something different. That's what it would look like. So we have up to Oscar, and then this down here is our mission fleet. So this is for other purposes to kind of, let's just say, keep the company in good graces of a good name, because we are literally entering people's airspace and kind of blocking out the sun with technology that we're not really willing to share with them. So that is headed by these individuals. So this is McCarthy, who's the cruise fleet director, and then City, who's like the mission fleet director, and this will be assisting with any kind of requests, especially like humanitarian efforts will help out, because let's be real, there's a lot of resources here to kind of help out with humanitarian efforts. So it's not for the fitting of cruises, right? So that is kind of what we have there. Oh yeah, also there is no Zulu. We have only
what secret mission is the Zulu?
There is no, it doesn't exist. There's only 25 of them in total. But anytime that we reference Zulu,
wink, wink.
Anytime we reference Zulu and they don't know, it just means that it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. We only have 25. But in the future, we might have Zulu.
Okay, so for all these names, since you said they're specialized, are you gonna have like goofy ones like Hotel has bigger hotel rooms and Lima sells lima beans? What else can we come up with?
You know where this comes from, right? This is the phonetic alphabet.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Or like golf has the bigger golf course.
I'm not really sure what the alpha one would have.
This is the
original. A lot of
original.
the features are buggy.
This is the original one. This is the original one. So yes, it is a little bit older. And then once we started pulling out all the rest of them, so we do have some more streamlined
Quebec
economy
takes
of
you
scale.
to and from one city.
Quebec takes you to and from one city.
Same thing with India.
Same thing with
one city.
Romeo.
Quebec,
Yeah.
Sister cities.
It's based on the name there.
Mike,
Uniform,
Mike
you have to wear a
has
uniform.
Mike only allows one very
Name.
specific kind of person on there.
And November is only up 1/12 of the year.
Oscar is the exact same.
They did not insulate the
Kilo
walls at all.
doesn't go very far.
Which one?
Echo has 2 of them.
Kilo doesn't go very far.
Oh.
Only goes 1 kilometer.
Yep.
The Starship India. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
they
man,
get
that's-
people on there.
Absolutely.
They're like.
Foxtrot just went Fox.
Well, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that next, because we have the fleet maps, or the cruise map. These are the generally accepted always running cruises. However, though, we do open up other ones depending on the year. So in red, we have America the Beautiful, which goes from Anchorage all the way up to New York, hitting up some of the more popular spots. Isn't all encompassing, by the way. This is what I put together. Random spots. So we have also a Latin America path. We have a Latin America, which goes from Mexico. It literally just popped up on the screen. We have a Latin America trek that goes from Mexico City to Santiago. We have a full American one, which goes from, that's this gray one. It goes from Fairbanks all the way down, I guess, again, to tip of South America. We have we have an all, like, a express one, which is in the white, which is all, like, the quote-unquote main cities in the world, which kind of covers. So this is, like, very quickly, like, Brazil, Mexico City, New York, Paris, and it's like over to Istanbul and Cairo, and it's like basically all your quick ones, right? This, like, cream colored one is like the super long, like, all 7 continents, like you're on there for like a full year kind of cruise level. So it hits up just about every popular spot, no matter where you're going. So we have Arctica, which is this one, which kind of circles the Arctic Circle. We have Scandinavia, which is found here in the red. We have a Western Europe one, a full Europe one, and an Eastern European one. It's a popular one, crazy, right? We have an Africa cruise here, which is in the green. The purple one covers some of the more uncharted lands. That's the one that's called. So it covers a lot of the Amazon, a lot of the Sahara, and the Outback, Australian Outback, as well as Antarctica. We have Greater Pacific, which is found here in this like peach color here. This is where we're actually headquartered out of. We're actually a bit of a French company, so that's the main reason we chose that, is because there's no place to like park these things except for way out in the ocean. So so we have, of course, like a Central Asian one, which is found here, a Indian Plateau one, as well as a Eastern Asian one. So I think that pretty much covers, and Oceania, which is found here in the blue. I think that's all my cruise lines that we have on a somewhat regularly rotating basis. If there are any like specific spots that you and the passengers want to vote on, and like you're already kind of going in that area, we can actually divert divert the path in order to accommodate that area. All right, so this is where we get into some supplemental information that is not canon, but kind of goes into the past, as well as I do happen to have the world pulled up that actually has the original one that I built. So we can explore it so you can see it three-dimensionally, but remember, this is a scaled down Minecraft version that is a little bit outdated. It doesn't have some of the stuff that we have here, but I think it gives a better visual of what we're kind of looking at. So we're on the tip of the runway here. Oh shoot, this is very laggy.
Oh, sorry, I do have to let you guys know the bad news is that my mac and cheese that I ordered a fucking hour ago got here and they put bacon on it.
That's terrible. So we are on the tip of the runway here, in the very front, going way into the. Oh man, I'm gonna have to close.
Max,
something
what the fuck? Is this Pocket Edition? Why is it so laggy?
I think it's the render distance. Let me see if I can close something out. I don't know.
Max, it's the Pocket Edition part.
I don't think there's anything else I can close. I am also recording, so.
Yeah, he is streaming and recording.
I'm streaming and recording at this, so cut me some slack. So I guess we're just gonna have to walk and not fly. So obviously this is the hangar here. You can see how we have some of the aircraft, which are here and there. We're gonna go into the mega room, so you can visually see that. I don't know which one of you guys have seen that before in the past. This is Pocket Edition. Holy! I'm so sorry, guys. We're on my puny laptop. It's working. So this is what the mega room looks like from a Minecraft perspective. So hopefully you like that. You know what? Let's try game mode.
What's that big rectangle in the sky?
That is the cloud.
Oh, that's a cloud.
Yeah, I think I should. I guess we can turn clouds off. Oh,
Particles brightness, right there.
Clouds off. Okay, entity shadows. Let's do off. Cloud distance. Anything else I can do to?
You can turn particles off.
I think we're as good as we can get. All right, so this isn't too bad. So yes, we are in spectator mode here. In this edition, the library is just the back half of this section of the mega room. So you can see here we go all the way up to the bridge, for which we have the control room here. So we have this where you have the outside of it, as well as connection over to the mega room.
Hold on. So in the control room, all of the ship is controlled by pressure plates. So the people in the ship have to physically step on the desk in order to move the ship around.
Well, not necessarily. There's a lever. There's some buttons.
Oh, okay.
There's some stuff here. This is the Minecraft edition, guys. Okay. Oh, and some command blocks. I know, crazy, right? All right, so yes, as I said before, so remember what's in the back, right above. That's right. And then this is the representation of the International Village District, like I talked about. It's all the cultures, a lot of passengers that'll come over here. So that's pretty cool, I guess. Remember what we have on top in the back. That's right. We have the. Anybody want to remember? Water park. Too late. I was already coming into it. So this is where we have the water park. And then everybody remember what's in the very, very back?
The suburb! No, it's lower.
No, suburb!
Hotel!
Not the hotel, the the commander's room and like the special VIP rooms. Right here is the hotel. In the actual one that I wrote up for you guys, it would actually wrap around the library here to actually accommodate a fair number of passengers. Obviously, I don't know what I was thinking here. Yes, this is what the maze of a library looks like here. In this edition here, so a lot of copy paste, thanks to me. So once we are here down below, we can go over to the garage since you're really concerned what that looks like. This is the garage, by the way.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes, I know. This is where we have the main elevator, which actually goes down below. This is the indoor world that I talked about, where it's like wet to dry in one axis, and then it's hot to cold in another axis. So you have a good
Notch would approve.
What's up?
Notch would approve.
That's true. Yeah, so that's where we have that. And this is supplemental information. So this is where we have our life pods. That's what these look like. They can just kind of fly out. Okay, all right, let's move on from that. This is what the maze looks like. It is actually like just in this ship, this is actually like a full, just like complete vertical and horizontal that goes pretty crazy. I actually have never solved it myself because it's one big noodle maze, and as you can see, it is pretty unbelievable. So we'll try to go through.
Max,
here
how did you make this part? Did you like autistically go through every single panel to make that?
A lot of copy paste, but kind of, yeah.
Okay.
But like because realize it's a big grid of like a lot of So this is what it looks like from above. So realize like a lot of it is you just kind of punch holes and kind of fill in where you want to, and you just have to make sure that it finishes to the end, which I verified with like, okay. So here we have the sports area, for which we have our football field, our soccer field, our golf course. Go down.
I'm going to see that the animal processing center.
Go down one layer here. No, it's food processing center. We have a marathon or like a running path and a bike track, which is here on the concrete. We have our snow sports, our hockey. We have where we get over to tennis, as well as that's like badminton, and we have baseball, and I think I missed basketball upstairs, but that's okay. You don't need to see that. Since you guys care about this so much, we're gonna go and try and find the street. If I can find it. If I can find it. Here's swimming. Yeah, the street exists in this one. Let's go to creative. Yeah, I wanna walk around since the lag kind of went down. So this is where we get down into the like lower levels. This is where we have our farms and our processing centers, respectively. This is the lab that you were asking about. So it's just science laboratory. Obviously, that's what that looks like. You can see how similar it is to the one that I presented, but there are variations here. I actually don't have animal farms here. I think what I made in this edition were spawners. So yeah, that's kind of what we have. So we have our basic crop farm.
Pretty humane.
What's up?
Saying just spawn killing them.
That seems pretty humane.
Yeah, I mean, like they don't have a very long life to suffer, right? Except for wool, we do have this. So.
Oh yeah, that looks ethical.
We don't really allow passengers down here. It's just for the staff and like a lot of the robots or whatever. So I don't even know. I have to find the. I don't know where the street is, man. Yeah. So all of this fits in the ship.
Yeah, those aren't growing anytime soon.
Crazy, right? I think I have to go upstairs. Okay, so here's the lab. Oh yeah, and while we're at it,
are those mushrooms? Go back over there.
Yeah, I think those are mushrooms.
We have a breach. We have a breach.
We do have a breach. I don't know where these guys came from. While we are down here,
probably right here.
Yeah, probably right here. This is where the spawners would be, right here. So it's like for like parrot, for example. I don't know why it would.
Thank goodness we have parrots.
Oh no.
Pufferfish. And this is like where all the mobs were. I don't remember what the correct command would be or something, but yeah. We have Elder Guardian. So all the mobs at the time whenever I made this is what would exist. So this is around 1.14, 1.15, I think. Man, this turned into a Minecraft presentation. Where is the stupid exit down? All right, that's it. Okay. All right, we're going to go down because I can't find it. Oh, it's over here. Okay. All right, so this is the space where we would have that like anti-gravity technology kind of counteracting the weight of the ship. That does not exist in Minecraft. But here is where we have the recycling center, where it sorts out.
Oh my god.
The repair center.
It's causing the lag.
And this is where we have our nuclear reactors that go all the way.
Great.
All the way down to the bottom. All right, and that's the very bottom. This is the elevator where the water is like spilling out. Okay, I think I do know where to find the ship. Oh yeah, and I cleared out the ground, for example. There's a life pod down there. So that's what it looks like, all separated. Okay, so I think you have to go through this section in order to find it. So if I go to game, so I'm actually walking properly. It's back here at Quebec where we find the Max Street, for which we're open. Oh, are we in a living room? What is this? What is this odd place where we happen to have... Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Oh my gosh.
No it does exist. It does exist. Dude. Yeah, these are copy-pasted houses. So if you want to rent one of the...
That's realistic. That's exactly how they do it in the suburbs.
Exactly.
Yep.
This is the best part.
This is the suburb street. Since you guys want to see this, and this is where you can drive and park your and it even has a garage here, which is awesome. So if you happen to bring your car, you can do it. I didn't include a way to actually drive your car over here, but we'll figure that out later. I mean, we have the technology. We have the technology to teleport things, but you know, it's all good.
Could I request the streets be made of ice and covered in carpet so that way we could boat across?
No, that would be efficient.
Yeah, so yeah.
How else am I going to drive
I haven't been here I haven't looked around here in so long. But yes, this is just copy paste. So you cannot be jealous of your neighbors at all. So yeah, that's what it looks like.
I can be jealous that my neighbor to the right of me gets to drive even farther in his golf cart to get to the parking lot.
I don't know if
he gets to have even more fun.
I don't know if I missed anything in here. If I
Did we see the labs?
The lab. I showed the lab. If I go back in the direction of the mega. So yeah, every single room in here does have a kind of designated purpose that is labeled here. So for example, let's see if I can just find something that's, here we have the daycare. Okay, that's cool. What is this? The end? Yeah, modern basement question mark. I think I labeled it afterwards. I think I labeled it after I built it.
I said I remember you showing me this in college.
Conference room. I think this is the aquarium here with no fish. I
wonder
where they went.
So you
Restricted
did you start
access.
this?
Ice
Is this
cream
the
store.
old project?
This
Oh
is
my god, such a good banner. Can we get a look at that banner? I just want to
There's the
appreciate
ice cream
that
store?
banner for a
Dang.
second.
Ice
That's
cream.
so good. That's really well made.
Good
This
banner.
is incredible.
What else do we have? I don't know. But yes, as you can see here, this is where
What is ominous obsidian cube there?
Oh, I think this is just a modern art ring. I think this is just
Gotcha.
it's just an art ring where it's just open. I think you
Classic
just walk
modern
around.
art.
Yeah, it's just
Everybody likes
I
it.
think it's just modern art. It's just the art ring.
That's actually TNT on an airship. Oh my god, that's
Game
really
room?
dangerous modern art.
Yeah. You see what it represents?
A creeper.
Oh
no
my
way.
gosh, you have insightful. I didn't even think about that as the artist. What else do we have here?
Teeth.
The arcade. Okay, all right. I guess that's cool.
Oh, that's fun.
You'd be like, I'm gonna find like a note, what is it, a book and quill that Max left behind with some secrets in it or something. But yeah, that is pretty much the basics summary. The finalization about an hour later. Oh my gosh! I hope Austin's doesn't last as long. Of the
I hope
Maxiom.
so,
This is
too.
all supplemental, non-canon
Austin
information.
said it was going to take about 30 minutes, I think.
But yes, that's what it
No,
looks like
no,
from the outside.
I said 30 slides, Dylan.
Oh, 30
okay.
slides. Okay.
So I'm gonna cut it off here, and I'm gonna stop lagging. What the hell, guys? Cancel the Nether. It's not the Nether. It's a rock climbing. All right. Well, I'm glad you guys liked it. Please grade me well.
It's very good.
I know the assignment said create a new place, but this is technically new because I
You're fine.
had done this before. But
It was all very good.
it was either that or I was gonna do a super university that was like for all people of all countries and or something. I don't know.
I remember you talking to us about your concept of an infinite university that had every combination of 3 letters for all the fraternities and
Yes,
sororities.
that's what I was gonna do. Yes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like a super like the nation was like the university, for example. I like classes in every language for every student, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, if they had every
There you
3-letter
go.
combination.
Poster.
Do you think that they would
99 creativity? Why? Oh yes, that's valid. That's valid. That's valid. Food.
No
Not an
way.
original idea. Took one foot off.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. Okay, cool. And stay tuned for next time, Austin's Guide to the National Parks of the 2030s.